Hello student, I am Professor Vaibhav Rains, the subject teacher of syllabus kinematics of the machinery. Our fourth semester syllabus consists of these main 5 subjects, that is engineering mathematics 3, kinematics of the machinery, applied thermodynamics, fluid mechanics and manufacturing process. Out of these 5 subjects, there is one kinematics of machinery subject that I will teach you. Okay, this subject in 2015 pattern, the name of this subject was theory of machine 1, but in 2019 pattern the name was changed and it is a kinematics of the machinery. The content of this syllabus is same as the term 1. Some topic has gone change. We will discuss one by one the topic of this syllabus. Okay, so before going to the syllabus, we will discuss the examination pattern. This subject consists of total 125 marks. This subject consists of total 125 marks. Out of these, 25 marks external oral is there. External oral of 25 marks and 100 marks theory examination is there. 100 marks theory examination and 25 marks external oral is there. Out of this 100 marks theory examination is divided into 30-70 pattern. The 30 marks will be in same exam and 70 marks will be the end same exam. This in same exam will be conduct on first 3 units and 70 marks exam will conduct on total 6 units. Okay, so this is the distribution of the marks for a kinematics of the machinery. Okay, so we will discuss, that is the first unit, content of the first unit. The name of first unit is the fundamental of the mechanism. Fundamentals of the mechanism, and it will consist of kinematics topic, that is kinematic links, types of the links, kinematics pair, what is mean by kinematic pair, types of the constant motion, types of the kinematic pair, what is the kinematic chain, types of the joints, what are the various types of joints present in a mechanism, what is mean by mechanism, what is mean by machine, degree of the freedom, what is the mean by degree of the freedom, mobility of the mechanism, okay, inversion of the mechanism, Greshopp's law, 4-bar chain and its inversion. What is the 4-bar chain mechanism? What are the different types of the inversion of the 4-bar mechanism? What is the slider crank and chain mechanism? Their inversions, double slider crank chain type of the mechanism, their inversion. What is mean by lower pair? What is mean by higher pair? Equivalent linkage and its cases, sliding pair in a place of turning pair, spring in a place of turning pair. All these topic we will discuss in a first unit. Okay, so we will start our first unit. Okay, so here is a picture and they ask what do you understand from this picture. Okay, if we consist, there is a washing machine, there is a benchmark for a gym, there is a one machine, is a coffee maker or a tea maker, this is a computer, this is a one type of the machine, swing machine, Xerox machine, and various types of machines are present. So from this picture, what we will understand these are the various types of the machines. Okay, so in this picture we understand there are various types of the machine. So what is a machine? Okay, so what is mean by machine? It is not just like to that 3 Idiots dialogue. The machine is, in simple language, machine is a device which minimize the human efforts. What is the machine? Machine is the device which minimize the human effort and energy. Means by using a machine, our human effort will reduce and energy also or energy required is also reduced. it save the times. It saves the time means machine which save our time, it convert one form of energy into the another form. It convert one form of the energy into the another form of energy. Means if we consider the engine, engine is the device or engine is the machine which converts the chemical energy of the fuel into the mechanical energy, or mechanical energy means we get the rotation, we will get the rotation, and if we connect it with the generator, then we will get the electricity. So it converts one form of the energy into the another form, or we simply say that it converts the one form of the work into the another form of the useful work. So this is the also one definition. Then has a moving parts. Machine has a moving parts. If there is a machine, then it consists of some fixed part or some movable parts, and it does the work, useful work. Okay, it does useful work. So this is the total definition of the machine. Okay, so we can say that machine is a device which minimize the human effort, which minimize the energy or a human energy, or which saves the time, which convert one form of the energy into the another form of energy, it having some movable parts, and it does the useful work. So this is the definition of the machine. Okay, next, the theory of machine. Theory of the machine means machine is the one part of the theory of machine. Theory of machine is the one universe, and it has some short part, that is the machine. So before going, what is the theory of machine? The theory of machine, the subject of theory of machine may be defined as a branch of engineering science. Engineering is the one branch of the science, and theory of machine is the one branch of the engineering science which deals with study of relative motion between the various parts of the machine. What we does in a theory of machine, we will does the relative motion, or we will study the relative motion between the various parts of the machine and force which acting on them. Okay, in theory of machine, there is a relative motion between the various parts of the machine, and we will also study the forces acting on a various parts of the machine. Okay, so theory of machine is the branch of engineering science which deals with the study of relative motion between the machines. If we consider the machine, there are various types of the parts. Just like if we take the example of the IC engine, it has a various different types of the part, that is crankshaft, camshaft, different types of the valves, or crank pin, cylinder, piston. So these are the some various parts. In these, there are some parts are movable or some part are the fixed. For example, if we consider the piston, piston is the movable part. It will move from top dead center to bottom dead center, or vice versa. And there is a one, there is a cylinder, but cylinder is fixed. So in which we will, so IC engine a one machine, and we will study the relative motion between the various parts of the machine. We will study this relative motion between parts of the machine and various types of force acting on them. When fuel is burned in a cylinder of the IC engine, then due to this burning of the fuel, which will apply some force on a piston. Okay, so there is some force acting on a various parts of the engine. So we will study this force acting on a various parts of the machine under the theory of machine subject. Okay, so see here, the knowledge of this subject is very essential for an engineer. The knowledge of this subject is very essential for an engineer in designing the various parts of the machine. To design the various parts of the machine, the knowledge of theory of machine is very important, because we have to study the relative motion between the parts, and we have to study the forces or the different types of the forces which is acting on various parts of the machines. In machine there are various different parts available. These parts are depend on the size of the machine or use of the machine. Okay, so theory of machine is broadly classified as follows. Means this theory of machine subject is divided into these main parts. That is, first one part is the kinematics and another part is the dynamics. Okay, the theory of machine and mechanism is divided into two main parts, that is kinematics and dynamics. So first of all we will we define the definition of the theory of machine. What is the definition of theory of machine? Theory of machine is a branch of engineering science which deals with study of relative motion between the various parts of the machine and force acting on them. Means if there is a one machine, then if there is a relative motion, then we have to study the relative motion between this machine, and we have to study the force acting on the machine. Okay, so this is the theory of machine. Then this theory of machine is divided into these two main parts, that is kinematics and dynamics. So kinematics is a branch of mechanics. It is a branch of mechanics which deals with study of the motion. What is a kinematic? Kinematic is a branch of theory of machine, or it is a branch of mechanics which deals with study of motion. Means it's study the motion of the mechanism or motion of the machine without considering the effect of force or a mass. Means in kinematics there is only study of relative motion between the parts of the machine. We will not discuss or we will not study the force or a mass of the mechanism. We only study the motion. But what is the dynamics? Dynamics is the branch of science, or it is concentrated with the mechanism, and in dynamics we will study the effects of force on a motion of the object or a motion of the parts. We will study what is the effect of these forces or these mass on the motion of the various parts of the machine. So kinematics and dynamics are two different terms. In kinematics we only discuss the motion of the mechanism or motion of the machine, but in dynamics we will discuss what is the effect of these forces on the motion of the mechanism. Okay, so this is the two main parts of the theory of machine. Okay, now we will discuss here the fundamental of the machine and mechanism. What is the machine and what is the mechanism? Generally, if we consider in large scale, then machine and mechanism are generally same term, but in detail, if we goes on in detail, then there is small differences between this. We will discuss in further. Okay, so here they given a machine is a mechanism. Machine is a one type of the mechanism or a combination of the mechanism. What is a machine? Machine is a mechanism or a combination of the mechanism. If we see, it consists of a one or more than one mechanism. Machine is the combination of the mechanism, or it is means in machine there is a one mechanism or more than one mechanism which transmit force from source of the power to the resistance or to load to be overcome. Means machine is a mechanism or a combination of the mechanism which is used to transmit the required motion forces, or means if we consider there is one prime mover or source of the power, then we will transmit this power from prime mover to the end user to give useful work or to obtain the useful work. So this can be done by movement of the machine parts relative to the some other parts, keeping one part fixed. Means in mechanism or in machine, we will transmit the motion or we will transmit the power or we will transmit the force from one part to the another part by keeping some part fixed or by keeping some part movable. If we keep all the part fixed, then motion or power will not transmit from one end to another end. So for this purpose we have to keep some part fixed and keep some parts movable, and by using this technique we will transmit the force from one part to the another part. Okay, so the relative motion of the other part is determined with respect to the fixed part. We will keep some part fixed and some parts as a movable, and we will study the relative motion of this movable part by keeping some part fixed. So this is the mechanism. Only remember that what is the mechanism? What is the machine? Machine is the device which consists of some fixed or moving parts that modify the energy and transmit it into a useful form. Means machine is a combination of the mechanism which consists of some movable parts, some fixed part, and it will transmit the one form of the energy to the another form of energy, or it will transmit the one form of energy to the useful work. So this is the machine. Okay, see here there are two different images. Can you define the difference? In one image there is a one car, actually R is missing here, so here is a car and here is a bridge, spelling mistake, bridge. Okay, so if we see these two images, what can we define? See, the car is a one type of the machine. If we provide the fuel to the car, then by there is an engine, and by burning of this fuel the car will move from one place to the another place. Means there are some fixed part and there are some movable parts, and it is means it convert one form of the energy to the useful work. The energy is in the form of chemical energy of the fuel, and useful work is distance travel by the machine, or useful work is we will move from one place to the another place. So this is a machine. And if we consider this second image, in this image there is a bridge, and if we see in bridge all the parts are fixed, there is no movable parts in the bridge. Means we will consider this as a structure. Means bridge is the one type of the structure, all the parts are fixed in the bridge. Means there is no relative motion between the, means there are no movable parts, so there is no relative motion between the parts. So bridge is the one type of the structure, and car is a one type of the machine. Okay, so see here what is the difference between machine and a structure. Okay, see, a machine is a mechanism or a combination of the mechanism which transmit the force from the source of the power to the other end, or we will say it will be a transmit the motion, or it will transmit the power from the source to the output end. Okay, means it is a mechanism, and in mechanism we know that in mechanism there are various types of the parts. Some parts are fixed and some parts are movable. And structure. Okay, structure, an assemble of the resistance body having a no relative motion between them, and mean of carrying a load having a straining action is called as a structure. Only remember about the structure that it is the assembly of the resistance body. Okay, it is a assembly of the resistance body. So there is no relative motion between them. There is a no relative motion between them. They are used for carrying the loads. They are only used to carrying the load. So what is the resistance body? What is mean by resistance body? The body which will not suffer the appreciable distortion, or it will not change its physical form by force acting on them. Means there is a one body, and if we apply the some force on it, then it will not change its physical form, or there is will no distortion. Then such type of the body is called as the resistance body. Simple example, see this, there is a member 1, member 2 in this image. There is a member 1, member 2 and member 3, and if we see, if we apply the some force on a member 1, then its size and shape will not change. Small size and shape will always there, but it will not change its physical form. Then the body, if we apply some force on a body and there is no change on its physical form, then such body is called as a resistance body. And structure, what is the structure? Structure is the assembly of the resistance body. There is no movable part in a structure. There is no relative motion between the structure. There are only members, and these members are used to carrying a load only. There is no motion transfer will takes place in a structure. So this is the structure and a machine. If we take the example of the structure, there is a roof trusses, bridge building. These are the example of the structure. Now what is the difference between machine and a structure? Difference between machine and a structure. So machine is a mechanism. See here, machine is a mechanism or a combination of the mechanism which transmit the forces from source of power to the resistance to overcome and thus perform the useful work. Means in machine is as simple, machine is a mechanism, or it consists of a combination of the mechanism, and it will transmit the motion from source to the other end to perform the useful work. And structure is also assembly, but it is a assembly of the resistance body. Okay, what is the structure? Structure is the assembly of the resistance body having a no relative motion between them. Means in structure there is no relative motion between the bodies. It is only designed to carry the load. Okay, this is the first difference. Then second difference is relative motion exists between the parts. In machine there is a relative motion exists between the parts of the machine, and in structure there is no relative motion exists between the machine. Okay, relative motion exists between the structure. The machine serves to modify and transmit the mechanical work. Means in machine we will transmit the mechanical work, or we will transmit the energy from one part to the another part, or we will convert the energy from one form to the another form. But in structure it serves to modify and transmit the forces only. Means it is a resistance body. If we apply the some forces, it will not transmit from one part to the another part. It is only structure, or it will only designed to carry the load. If we see here example, shaper, lathe machine. Simple example is the lathe machine is the example of the machine, and example of the structure is the roof trusses, bridge and the building. Okay, these are the example of the structure. Okay, this is the difference between machine and the structure. Okay, now we will move further. Then next part is the kinematic link. Okay, kinematic link. So here is definition is given of the kinematic link. Each part of the machine which moves relative to the some other part is known as the kinematic link or kinematic element. Okay, what is a kinematic link? Kinematic link, each part of the machine, if we consider the machine, then each part of the machine is called as the kinematic link which moves relative to the other parts. Means each part of the machine which moves relative to the other part, then such part is called the kinematic link. Or here is another one definition: a link is defined as a member or a combination of the member of a mechanism connecting to the other member having a motion relative to them. Okay, or we will see another one definition of the kinematic link. The kinematic link is a resistance body or assembly of the resistance body. See, kinematic link is the assembly of resistance body, or it is the only resistance body which become the parts of the machine, and connecting to the other part having relative motion between them. Means kinematic link is a resistance body or it is the assembly of the resistance body. Okay, and it is a part of the machine. Link is a part of the machine, and what is the use of this link? It is used to connect the one part to the another part. Okay, kinematic link is the resistance body and or assembly of the resistance body, and it forms the one part of the machine, and it is connect the one part of the machine to the another part, and it is used to transmit the motion. Means kinematic link is a simple resistance body which forms the part of the machine and which is used to transmit the motion of the machine. Then this is called as the kinematic link. Okay, so we will discuss various types of the kinematic link. See here, there are different types of the kinematic link. There are three types of the kinematic link. That is, one is a rigid link, second one is the flexible link, and third one is the fluid link. Okay, so what is the rigid link? A rigid link is the one which does not undergo any deformation while transmitting the motion. Okay, as similar to rigid body, a rigid link is the one type of the link which will not go or which will not undergoes any deformation while transmitting the motion. Means while transmitting the motion from one part to the another part, these link will not get deformed. Its size and shape remains same, it will not change. Okay, so this is called as a rigid link. See here, strictly speaking, rigid link does not exist. What is the meaning of this? If we strictly, or if we if we observe this on a micro level, then rigid link will not exist. If we apply some force on any body, then there is small change in its shape and size. If we apply some force on any body, then it will go on change its shape and size on a micro level. So resistance body does not exist, but for our purpose we will define the body. We will not discuss the deformation of the body on a micro level. We will discuss if there is one body. So if we see this is a connecting rod, and if we apply some force on it, and by due to application of the force, its size and shape will not change. If we see on neck eyes or neck eye, then its size and shape will not change. So we will consider it as a rigid body. However, as a deformation of the connecting rod, crank, etc. of the reciprocating steam engine is not appreciable. Means if we consider any machine and it consists of various parts, and it is used to transmit the motion, and while transmitting the motion or a force, its size and shape will not change. if we see by naked eyes, then we will not observe the change in size and shape of the body, then we will consider it as a rigid body. Okay, they can consider as a rigid link, means by naked eyes if we see the machine, and if we by naked eyes we cannot observe any deformation, then we will consider it as a rigid link. Okay, now flexible link. What is a flexible link? A flexible link is a one which is a partly deformed in a manner not affect on a transmission of the motion. Means flexible link is the link which will deform its shape and size, but it will not affect on the transmission of the motion. For example, chain or a belt drive or chain drive. In chain drive, the size or shape of the chain will be a change, but it will not affect on a transmission of the motion. Means if we transmit the motion by using a belt drive or a rope drive, there will be no change in a transmission of the motion, but its size and shape will change. So this is called as the flexible link. What is a rigid link? Rigid link will not change its shape and size while transmitting the motion, but flexible link will transmit the motion by changing its shape and size, but it will not affect on a transmission of the motion. So this is called as the flexible link. For example of the flexible links are rope, chain and wires are the flexible link and transmit the tensile forces, etc. So example of the flexible link is chain drive or a belt drive. The next link is the fluid link. As name it suggests that fluid link is a one which a fluid link is a one which formed by having a fluid in or we can say at, there is a spelling mistake. The fluid link is which transmit the motion by use of the fluid pressure or a compression. Means we will transmit the motion by use of the fluid that is oil or air. This is called as a fluid link. Hydraulic presses, jack, brakes, hydraulic brakes, these are the some example of the fluid link. Hydraulics and pneumatics type of the link is called as a fluid link. Okay, now classification of the link. Here they given the classification of the links. The links are classified as a binary link. See here, binary link, ternary link and quaternary link. So what is a binary link? One with two nodes. Means if we consider this is a link, then this link is connect to only two parts. Means this one end is connected to the one part and this other end is connected to the other part. This end is called as a node. So here in binary link can connect only two parts. Okay, binary link can connect only two other links or two other parts, so it has called as the binary link. Ternary link means with the three nodes. This is a single assembly. If we consider this ternary link, it is a single assembly, but it can connect to three other parts or three other links. That's why it is called as the ternary link. But this ternary link is only one part or only one link, and quaternary link with four nodes. Means this quaternary link can connect four other parts is called as the quaternary link. All these three links having one similarity, that it is a single body. Means it is not two different bodies or two different links. It is a single body, but it can connect to other links. Means binary link can connect other two links, ternary link can connect other three links, and quaternary link can connect other four links. According to the number of nodes, these are classified as a three parts, that is binary link, quaternary link and quaternary link. So here they given the definition of the node. What is a node? Where another link can be connected with the pin joint, means other link can connected, means at the point where other link can be connected by the pin joint. So these are the three types of the link: binary link, ternary link and quaternary link. See this image, calculate the links in this mechanism. Okay, calculate the links in this mechanism. If we consider this Stephenson 1 here, all, if we see, there are quaternary links and binary links. See this image, here is one link, one binary link, and 1, 2, 3, 4 ternary link. If we see the first mechanism in which there is a one binary, where is the one binary link? This is the binary link. See here, this is the binary link, and there are 4 quaternary link. If we take the Stephenson second, here one quaternary link and 3 ternary link. In Stephenson 2, there is a one quaternary link and 3 binary links. And if we see the third example here, there is a 3 binary link. This is the first binary link, this is the second binary link, and this is the third binary link, and there is a 2 ternary link. Means in third example there is a 3 binary and 2 ternary links. Okay, so this is the mechanism and these are the various types of the link. Okay, now the next topic is a completely types of the motion. The next topic is a kinematic constraints. We will see what is the kinematic constraint. So there are 3 types of the kinematic constraint. The first one is completely constrained motion, second one is incompletely constrained motion, and third one is the successfully constrained motion. We will discuss all 3 one by one. So the first one is completely constrained motion. What is a completely constrained motion? When motion between a pair is limited to the defined direction in respective of the direction of the force applied, then motion is said to be a completely constrained motion. What is a completely constrained motion? The relative motion between the 2 links takes place only one defined direction, and it can be predicted easily. Means if the motion between the 2 links is only in one direction, the motion between the 2 links is only in one direction and we can predict this direction, then this is called as a completely constrained motion. Okay, see here is example. Here is example of, there is one square bar and there is one square hole. Okay, there is one square bar and there is one square hole. Okay, and this bar can be moved left to left, or it can be moved from left to right or right to left, but it will be cannot be rotate. It can be only slide from left to right, or we can say it as up and down or any direction. But this bar can be a slide from one direction to other direction, or it can be a slide from one end to the other end, but it cannot be a rotate. It cannot be rotated about its axis due to this square hole. That's why in this type of the mechanism, or in this type of the 2 links, there is a one link is a square bar and one link is a square, in which bar can be only slide in only one direction. So that's why we called it as a completely constrained motion. The motion is only in one direction, not in other direction, or it can be we can predict it. So this is called as a completely constrained motion. Okay, now second one is incompletely constant motion. What is mean by incompletely constant motion? The motion between a two links can be takes place in more than one direction. When the motion between the links can be takes place in one direction, then here one word is remain, that is the motion between the pair of link can be takes place more than one direction. It is right. When the motion between the two links is takes place more than one direction, then motion is called as a completely constant motion. Incompletely constant motion means if the motion between the two links is more than one direction, means it may be a 2 or it may be a 3 or depend, but it more than one, then such type of the motion is called as incompletely constant motion. So there is one example is given. There is a one round hole, means there is a one block in which there is a round hole and we have a round shaft. Okay, if we place this shaft in this hole, then this shaft can be a move or it can be a slide from left to right or right to left. Also it can rotate about its axis. Okay, if we see this motion here, they given that the round hole is there is a one block in which they provide the round hole, and there is a one round shaft. It can move or it can be inserted in this hole, and this round shaft can slide along its length. It can be slide along its length. Also it can rotate about its axis. Okay, this shaft can be rotate about its axis, means there is a two types of the motion, one is sliding motion and one is a rotary motion, and such type of the motion is called as the incompletely constant motion. Okay, so the third one is successfully constrained motion. Successfully constrained motion, see here they given that when a motion between elements forming a pair is such that, when the motion between the elements forming a pair is such that constrained motion is not completely itself. Constrained motion is not completely itself but by some other means, then motion is said to be successfully constrained. Means there is a two parts, see here there is a one shaft and there is a footstep bearing. Okay, there is a kinematic pair means two parts, the one is the shaft and other one is the bearing. Okay, the motion, see here, when the motion between the elements forming a pair, the elements which forms the pair, there is a one motion is such that constrained motion is not completely itself. What is mean by completely constant motion? Completely constant motion means the motion between a pair is only in one direction. Okay, but they said that the constrained motion is not complete itself, means it is not complete itself by other some means. Means motion is completely constant but by other some means, not by its own. If see here, if we take the example of this square bar and this square hole, the motion is only in one direction, there is no other motion will take place, so it is completely constant motion. But in successfully constrained motion, the successfully constrained motion is not itself completely itself by other means by application of some forces or by application of some other object, the motion we will make it as a completely constrained. Then this is called as a successfully constrained motion. Take the I will explain with this example. There is a one footstep bearing and there is one shaft. Okay, and they applied the load. When we apply the load, okay, when let's see there is one footstep bearing and there is one shaft, and on shaft there is a load is applied. Okay, when load is applied, this shaft cannot be moved upward and downward direction. Okay, this shaft cannot be moved up and down motion, but it can be rotated. Okay, let's see, there is a one footstep bearing and there is one shaft, and on shaft we applied some load. When we applied the load, this shaft cannot be moved up and down direction, but it can be rotated. Means due to this load, due to application of this load, the motion of shaft is only one direction, that is rotation motion. The motion of the shaft is only rotational motion. Means by application of the load, we stop there one motion. Means in this mechanism, we stop the up and down motion of the shaft by application of the load. Okay, if we remove this load, then this shaft can be move upward and downward, and it can also be rotated. Okay, means when we remove the load, it will become the incompletely constrained motion, because it has a two motion, that is sliding or up and down motion and rotation motion. But when we apply the load, there is only one motion, that is the rotation motion. Means due to the load, we stop the one motion of the shaft, and when we, due to some external means or by other means, if we make the motion as a completely constrained, then we will say it as a successfully constrained motion. Here see, so what is the difference between completely constrained motion and successfully constrained motion? In completely constrained motion, we not applied any type of the external means. Here in square block and square wall, we not applied any external load, but it has only one motion. But here, due to this load, there is only one motion. Means due to some external means, there is only one motion, and such type of the motion is called as the successfully constrained motion. Okay, so for today's session we will stop here. In next lecture we will discuss the next part of the unit 1, that is fundamentals of the kinematics and the mechanism. Okay, so thank you guys.